Hello everybody and welcome to Dice Check. Today we are talking about our favorite board games. I am John P and I am joined by these two handsome lads here. Over here on my right, I have Matt. Over here on my left, I have Demeki.
I'm Matt.
I don't know if handsome is a good thing to say about us. Maybe the opposite. We've got these two ugly dudes.
these two lads. We're gonna be talking about board games. We each brought 3 total to share with y'all. We're gonna be revealing them, I guess, from lowest to highest. Starting from 3, going all the way up to 1 to our favorite board game. So that's kind of how this is gonna work. Why don't you start us off, Matt, with your number 3 favorite board game?
So these are our favorite board games, but like not our not all time, but like these are like some of our favorite board games, right?
Yeah. Probably within the last year?
Kind of. Yeah. Some of them
last
are a
few
little bit
years.
old. Yeah. There's so many good board games out there. It's hard to just pinpoint your favorite one. I mean, like my favorite one is like Risk. And that's only just because of just pure nostalgia.
Nothing like building fuzz in Australia.
Yeah.
4, dude.
Yeah.
4.
I decided to bring in something that is close and dear to my heart, and that is Villainous. Villainous right here. Now, I don't have the base Villainous one, like Disney's
one?
Villainous,
Yeah.
which is the first one that came out. The Disney Villainous is like with B, so I don't have the boxes with me right now. It's with her inside the car, which is like kind of goes to show like how much I like the game. I always bring it to like family gatherings and stuff as like just something to play because it's so much fun. The publishers like usually create like these really kind of bad games. Like if you go to Target and you see something like Jaws the board game, it's made by these people, right?
Or Top Gun?
Yeah, or Top Gun the board game or something like that.
They also do a lot of puzzles.
Yeah, lots of puzzles. Disney's Villainous, I think, is just completely underrated. Or you play as the Disney villain, so you could be Scar trying to take over Pride Rock. You know, you could be Yzma trying to literally kill Cusco.
It's so thematic.
It's so thematic, and the artwork I think is just beautiful. Plus, there's Marvel Villainous, which is this one, and you can play as like Thanos. Who can you play as? Thanos, Hela, Ultron.
Hela.
Oh, Hela. I was hella wrong. Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger, and Taskmaster. For Disney Villainous, I think that there's like 3 different expansions. Where you can play as different villains. You know, at first glance, it kind of sounds like it's a cash grab type of game, right?
Just banking off of the Marvel Disney.
Yeah, Marvel Disney name, but it's actually, there's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of depth. It's a take that kind of card game. Kind of think of take that card game mixed with like Munchkin almost. You have this board, and on the board you have like a deck. Okay, and then everywhere that you move on the board, you can do certain things. And your deck is just filled with like a bunch of different stuff that happens in the movie. You want to try and finish your objective before anyone else does. And you can do something where you can fate another person, and when they get fated, then they have to draw 2 cards, and you get to choose which one you want to use. You like inside the fate deck, like you can play Hercules on Hades or something like that.
Yeah, not good for the villain.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It can be a very brutal game.
Yes.
I think that Marvel Villainous is incredibly brutal compared to Disney Villainous, but it's still a lot of fun. And what's cool about it is that you can play it with like your kids. Right? Like if you have kids, this is something that you can play. You know, it's just very nostalgic. You can play with up to about like, you can play with like 10 people if you really wanted to, because there's so many characters. Don't recommend it though.
No, because somebody's just gonna pop off instantly and nobody can deal with them.
Yeah.
Not only that, you have to wait for 10 people to take their turns.
Yeah. I think that around 3 to 4 people is about the max game that you should try to shoot for. If you like Disney, if you like Marvel, you like that entire universe, I think it's perfect. If you have kids, this is a great starter game. That's not like something like Monopoly or something like
and
that.
you just dumpster your kid.
Yeah.
Like I do with mine.
I guess I'll go next. I'll reveal my number 3. My number 3 is Takenoko. Takenoko is a beautiful, beautiful game, as you can see here. Designed by Antoine Baza and published by Bombix. The Chinese emperor offered a panda to the Japanese imperial court as like a sign of peace. They took the panda, and now they have to keep the panda alive. And there's one farmer that was designated to keep the bamboo farm alive. And he has to grow the farm, keep it beautiful, all while keeping the panda healthy, which is
it's such a funny concept.
yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta feed this guy, but I also need bamboo. So he's gotta expand the farm wide and tall, because you don't want a bamboo garden that's just like short and stumpy, you know? You want it to be, if you ever seen bamboo, they're tall things, and that's kind of how the game plays out. You win by scoring points off of feeding the panda and growing bamboo, not only tall but also wide. You want to expand your landscape. You want to like irrigate specific hexagon tiles so that you can keep expanding your bamboo garden. So there are 3 different types of bamboo that you can grow, green, pink, and yellow. Each
That's not real.
Dude, you've never seen pink bamboo?
I've never seen pink bamboo before.
You've never been to China? It's a very beautiful game, as you can tell by the box art. This game won so many awards for best in design, best in art, best in presentation from 2012 to 2016. I will say it's a very family-friendly game. Just by the art alone, I'm sure kids will be drawn to it. Just by the character, the farmer, he just looks so funny on the side. Obviously, kids love pandas. He's a big fluffy bear. I would say it's a great game for like novices, beginners. You get to learn how to manage. It's a very light resource management game to play with like family and friends, kids. Yeah, kind of like a little intro to board games.
Both this and Villainous are both like really good intros to board games.
Yeah, because they have, it's very thematic. The theme will draw people in, and not only top of that, it's good gameplay.
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3. It's very similar to your game, actually.
You went with the.
I went with photosynthesis. Another growing game.
This time it's with trees and not
Yes,
bamboo.
but this is trees only, no bamboo. So photosynthesis is a strategy board game for 2 to 4 players. You have trees or seedlings that you need to plant and grow the forest. Each player has a board that basically tells them what they can and can't grow. And they have seedlings and trees that they have to plant throughout the forest. What makes this such an interesting strategy game is the sun position determines what you can accomplish on the board. And you can also block your opponent's sunlight so they can't grow. So it's pretty cool. It's a really fun game.
That's fucked up, dude. You get trees trying to stop other trees from growing.
Dude, as your tree grows, you're just like, because the largest tree blocks 2 spaces.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you're just like, if someone put a tree, like a sapling there, you're like, ha, you're get fucked, nerds.
Shit, I'm taking the sun.
I mean, it's a really fun game, 2 to 4 players. It won a couple awards. Back in 2018, it won the Mensa Select winner. And 2019, it won the Hungarian Board Game Award. So apparently it's a very popular game in Europe.
Yeah, well, a lot of board games are popular in Europe. Europe is very, very big on board games.
But yeah, I mean, this is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Chloe can even play it, even though it says it's like for 10 up. My daughter's like 8, so I mean, she got it pretty quick. She still got curb stomp. Because, I mean, that's how it works.
You just grew a big tree.
Yeah, you know, I was like, where are you putting yours? All right, I'm putting mine there. No sunlight.
Let this lesson be learned. All right, so that will do it for our rank 3s. We're gonna move on to rank 2 now. We're gonna start at the same order, so why don't you start us off, Matt?
I have none. The next one I have for show and tell is this. It's called Wingspan.
Verbs.
This game, I absolutely love this game. Me and B adore this game. This is like one of our favorite games of all time, just because it's like, we like birds. If you like birds, you're going to like this game. There's so many different types of birds in this game. There's like I think the deck is 170. There's 170 birds in this game. In this box, there's 170 birds. They're just dead inside the box.
Oh my god.
Honestly, it feels like it's a game that you could have, like, if you're a kindergartner, like a kindergarten teacher, or like have students or something. You can definitely bring this into the classroom and have the kids play this, and it will teach them a lot of stuff about like wildlife preserves, teach them about a lot of stuff like endangered species and things like that. This is a great game for kids to learn about like wildlife.
You got to hit them with that quiet coyote first, and then
Yeah. Quiet coyote.
Quiet coyote.
Quiet coyote.
Quiet coyote.
This game came out in 2019. It was created by Elizabeth Hargrave, or Hargrave. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. So it was published by Stonemaier. So this is the same people that created stuff like Scythe and Tapestry. Elizabeth, this is her very first game that she ever made, which is crazy because this game won so many awards. I think it won like at least over 10 awards, and it was nominated for a bunch. It's a resource management engine building game. So your goal is to get a lot of birds to come into your wildlife preserve, and every bird has different abilities that they can do. and those abilities allow you to get more resources, to get more birds into your wildlife preserve, get more food to feed those birds. The better your engine, just the better that your preserve is going to be. Every bird has like victory points. Every time that the birds lay an egg, you get a point. And then the person at the end of like 4 rounds, you get, the person that wins is the one that has like the most amount of victory points. So it's kind of straightforward. It also comes with this dice tower. This dice tower is so cute. It's just like a little, it's a little birdhouse. And you just put the dice in there and then it rolls it for you. It's very, very cute.
I love just grabbing like what I need from there, like because you're using it to determine what kind of food is available.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh yeah.
That's also like one of the few player interactions that you have throughout the game.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
true.
and then the, was it 2 or 3 birds that are revealed?
Oh yeah, the river
Yeah.
thing that kind of show. Yeah. So like because there's very little player interaction, it's kind of a chill like resource management game, right?
Yeah, it's very relaxing. Even though it can be super competitive, it's still super, super relaxing to play with other people. Everything about the game just screams quality. Like even just this one birdhouse that comes with it, it's very nice to have. The eggs are really, really pretty pastel colors. The board that you put like your cards on is also really pretty.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of quality to this game. Each card for the bird like gives you like a little facts, right? For each, about each bird.
Yeah, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like someone younger, you know. Give this to like your 10-year-old, and every single card has facts about like how big the wings are for the birds, and then it also comes out with facts of like whether the bird is endangered or if the bird is like at risk.
At risk.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
At risk.
It's like
Yeah,
endangered, at risk, and
yeah.
then
like,
you're fine.
and then they're
Like
fine.
pigeons. Pigeons, they're fine.
The person that created the game, she's super into wildlife, so it's just jam-packed with just like information about these birds and their habitats and stuff. The games can last a little bit long. It's like 40 to 70 minutes around there, but it kind of moves very quick. The only thing I would say about this game is that if you have kids and you're okay with them playing it, just make sure that they don't put stuff in their mouth, because the eggs in this game look very, very pretty, and you kind of want to put it in your mouth. So
They look like M&Ms.
yeah.
Easter
It looks like
M&Ms.
candy.
Yeah, it looks like Easter egg candy.
Yeah. So just be careful with that. But besides that, great game. Love it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And there's a bunch of different expansions. There's like oceanic, so you know, your Australian birds and stuff like that. And then there's also European birds.
Game's so good, we all own it.
Yeah. Each on their own copy.
Yeah.
Matt's number 2, very relaxing, very little player interaction. Mine is all about player interaction and competitiveness. So, Here's Slay is a strategic role-playing fantasy card game. You're assembling a party of heroes. You want to assemble a party of like different classes. That's one way to win. Another way to win is you get that party of heroes and you go out and defeat a bunch of monsters with it. So you either assemble a party of 6 different classes or you defeat 3 monsters. This game is really all about messing with your friends and sabotaging them so that you can win. Just be ready for like destruction and just a lot of just like cussing at each other during the game.
Yeah, it's all about screwing each other over.
Yeah. So while the game is all kind of about like drawing cards and rolling dice, there are ways to like mitigate that luck. There are things you can do. There are cards you can play called modifiers. You can keep them in your hand, keep them hidden up your sleeve. Let's say you roll like a 3 and you need like a 7 to win. You can play like a +5 and then you accomplish that roll of a 7.
Yeah. But then someone else can play a modifier of -2.
Yeah.
And then you're back to like.
And then there's the wild card, the guy that just doesn't even give a fuck and helps that guy. And he's like, yo, what? +4.
Yeah, so
Boom, bitch.
so you kind of don't want to be high key in this game. You kind of want to be like sneaky, because if you're like the guy that's like you got 2 monsters killed, 5 different classes in your party, you know you're gonna have a target on your back.
Yeah.
The second you play a card, everyone's gonna like play their modifiers on you. There's cards called challenges where like if you play a card, another player can play a challenge. You kind of throw down in the dice duel. Whoever rolls higher gets wins.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, Demeki loves those ones. He always picks the bear. The bear gets a +1 to his challenge rolls. So pretty much if you are challenged, you have to roll higher than the person that challenges you. If you roll higher than them, you can play your card. If not, you cannot play your card.
It's very satisfying after like doing Warhammer, after we do a Warhammer stream and you didn't get to play that day. And then we play this and you're like, I'm gonna pick the bear.
It's a great way to just beat up on your friends. The game is meant for 2 to 6 players. This game is probably the more the merrier. You could probably play with more than the 6 if you really want to. Games can probably take about 30, 60 minutes. It's great for people just kind of getting into the game or just getting into card games. Overall, I would say this game is pretty it's pretty fast paced. Like everyone kind of goes through the turns pretty quickly. The cards themselves, all the artwork on the cards are really nice.
I love the artwork.
I think there was one card that it was like a little bunny in a wizard outfit.
Yeah.
Matt's girlfriend B saw that card and she just could not stop laughing. She loved the card so much. She said she wanted to get it tattooed on her body. you play a card, you pass like a skill check, kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons. If you pass that skill check, you can do a specific effect. Maybe you can draw a card from the deck. Maybe you can do something to screw over another player, like steal one of their hero cards or something like that. Matt absolutely loves to mess with other people in this game.
Yeah, that's all I do. I don't even care if I lose. I don't even want to win. All I want to do is just make sure that someone else doesn't have fun.
Matt's like, all right, it goes off. Let me see your hand.
Yeah, so there, at the beginning of the game, you pick a party leader, and this is the guy that leads like your hero, your party of heroes, and the party leader comes with a specific effect. Matt loves to pick the thief party leader. The thief party leader, what he can do is every turn he can take a card from another player's hand.
Yeah. It's great.
It's super great. You can just pick on one person.
Yeah, everyone gets 5 cards. I take 1 card, and then like if I have like a hero that can take another card from someone's hand, I just keep choosing that guy until they're down to like 2 cards and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then their turn comes and they're like, all right, so I'm gonna use all my action points and get a new hand.
Yeah, and then I just repeat the process on them, and I just keep doing it over and over. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, great, fast-paced, kind of fun strategy party game that will make you hate your friends for about an hour.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that means it's my turn. So my number 2 is Clank.
Clank.
Deck building
Clank.
board game.
Clankety dankety.
So Clank is you're a burglar that has to go into a dungeon. You were not summoned there by a white man with a long beard. Instead, you were just summoned there to go steal shit from a dragon.
That sounds really racist unless you mention that you're talking about the Hobbit.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the Hobbit. You're talking about the Hobbit, of course. So basically, it's a deck building game. You are trying to steal as many precious artifacts as possible in order to gain victory points and be the winner at the end of the game. There are some stipulations though. There is a dragon that will damage you, and if you manage to die within said dungeon, you get nothing. If you manage to die at the top of the dungeon, you get some things.
Yeah.
If you escape, you get many things.
Yeah, but when you die, you get nothing. Just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
In life.
Yeah.
So-
When you die, you die.
Don't
You
die.
get nothing. Yeah, don't die in this game.
Yeah. The thing is, it's kind of easy to die though.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, because it is purely luck. Because the way that works though is that you build a deck and you have so many clanks within your deck, and the clank is what takes a square block of yours and it goes into the bag, and that determines the damage that the dragon does to whom.
Yeah.
Now the black ones mean that the dragon didn't do damage to anyone. And then the colors that are specific towards your person deal damage to you. So after you've taken so much damage, you die. In the early game, you're fine because there are a lot of black cubes. Later on in the game, there's less black cubes. And it gets riskier as you stay in the dungeon to collect artifacts and make those victory points in order to win.
Yeah, I think the whole concept of Clank is pretty cool because
Yeah.
like the idea of it is that you're being loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like
Yeah.
as a burglar in a dungeon, trying to steal artifacts from a mighty dragon.
Yeah, you don't want to be loud.
Yeah, so if you're loud, he hears you. He knows exactly where to attack you. You know?
Exactly.
So that's the whole concept of like
Yeah.
the Clank cubes.
Yeah, and if you want to be like just an asshole, you can just be like, I'm gonna make as much noise as I want.
I'm here, brother. Come get me.
Check it out.
I don't
Look
care.
what I'm doing.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. All right, peace out, guys.
This is your mom's crown jewels. I am mine.
I think what makes the game so interesting too is that there's like multiple different ways to build your deck. So you have 3 cards that are always there that you can choose from in order to build your deck, and then there's like a rotating deck of cards that you get to choose from. There's also some enemies that you get to kill, and they're worth gold and other things, other points. That's one of Matt's favorite ways to win the game.
I don't think I've ever won the game that way.
Yeah, but it's still one of your favorites. I love watching Matt play board games because like he always tries to find the most unique way to win.
Yeah,
That's why I enjoy it.
He has such a different strategy from all of us in all these games that we play.
Yeah, like most of us will be like, oh, that one's worth 30 victory points. I'm going straight for that one. Matt's like, no, I'm going to sit here and kill this goblin like 50 times. Like, fuck it.
I'm just gonna keep attacking. I don't care. I get gold. I'll end up with like 50 gold at the end, and I'll be like, oh hey, I got second place.
And it works for him. It does work most
He
of
will
the time.
never be last. We'll
Yeah,
give him
no.
that.
I can be last. I can be last. I'll fucking show you my failures.
So Clank was designed by Paul Dennen, and it was published by Renegade Game Studios. It is an absolute treasure. I love this game. I actually got this for Matt for Christmas.
Yeah, and I love it. Yeah.
It has multiple expansions. It has multiple different versions. I think my favorite right now, though, is Clank in Space.
Clank in Space is good. There's even a legacy version of it too.
And we have it.
Yeah.
We haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Clank, I feel like, is a great game, and I think it is best between 3 to 4. It's a 2 to 4 person game, but it's one of those where it gets even better with more people.
And it's not hard to learn.
No,
It's
not
very
at
easy to
all.
learn,
Yeah,
especially the
it's
base game.
And if you like card games, I mean, this would be perfect for you. Like, if you like card games and you want to get more into board games, you would probably like this.
Yeah.
Especially if you like deck building card
Yeah,
games.
if you play games like Monster Train or like Slay the Spire on Steam, those kind of games, those like,
perfect.
yeah, this is what you want right
You
here.
would definitely like this, especially Slay the Spire. I think this would be like perfect for Slay the Spire players.
All right, so we're gonna lead into the cream of the crop, our number ones. These are the games that we are considering to be our favorites at the moment. So why don't you, same order, kick us off, Matthew.
I will kick us off with one of my favorite board games of all time. It is called Everdell. Everdell. I love this game. If you guys watch like Journey to Warhammer, in the intro, like in the first episode, like this is the game that's on it because that's how much I fucking love this game. The artwork is very, very cute, and it has like this centerpiece of just like this giant tree that's in the center of the board, and like it just catches your attention. Like if you walk by at like an LGS or like your local game store and you see someone playing Everdell, you're like, oh, what's that?
That's a tree.
Oh, that's a tree. I like that. That's pretty cute. The resources that you get in this game are really, really cute. Another thing that you kind of want to put in your mouth.
Don't eat these either.
Don't eat these.
Berries.
Yeah, the berries. I hold them. I'm just like, I want this.
Just like touching them.
yeah. My favorite games I rank my favorite games as whether or not I want to eat the stuff.
the texture of the materials.
Yeah, whether or not I want to eat it. This is extremely fun to play, and if you have people that know how to play it, it's even more fun. Definitely a game that you want to spend like at least like one game learning, and then the second game is when like everybody like kind of comes online. This is a resource management worker game, but in reverse. Unlike other worker games where like even with Wingspan, as the game goes on, you lose your workers, right? You get less workers as time goes on. This one, you get more workers as time goes on. So you actually, on the first round, you have like 3 workers, I think, and then on the next round you get 1 more, and then the next round you get 1 more, and then the final round you get like 2 more. So like you start off with only having like 3 moves in the beginning, and then after that like you just start popping off because you have like 6 workers they can use in order to get resources and stuff.
I remember when I first played the game in the first season, I was like, dude, I can't do anything. How do I do these things? And then like as the game went on, I was like, oh my god, I have so many things I can do.
The goal of the game is to build a city. Every single card that you pick up and add to your city, it grows your city. It's kind of like, it's also almost like an engine building game as well. But you can only have like 15 cards in your city. And there's a medal of like 8 cards that you can choose from as well that everybody can see and everyone can look at and everyone can pick up. And you use your workers in order to get these resources like sticks or like wood, stone, berries or whatever. And you use that in order to build like a building, right? And those buildings have like different effects that can give you more resources, and it can also let you get a worker like for free. So like you can build a farm and get a husband for free without having to pay resources for him. And your turn ends when you have nothing else that you can do in the game. So you can like put 1 worker down, get resources, and if you keep chaining stuff over and over again, you don't have to put down your other worker for another resource if you chain correctly and combo correctly. So there's so much cool combos you can do inside of this game that makes it like very, very fun to play. Definitely takes like 1 round or 1 game in order to like fully grasp it and understand, but once you do that, then you're totally fine. There's a lot of different expansions for this game that makes it even more complicated, or not more complicated, but more avenues that you can go down. Like there's like Pearlbrook and
It adds a player too, right?
yeah,
Pearlbrook?
yeah, and then
they give you more animals.
yeah.
You get like a frog.
Yeah, you can play with up to 1 to 4 players, but if you get the expansions, then you can put it up to 5 players. But I think like around 3 or 4 is good.
There can be a bit of like analysis paralysis in this game.
Yeah, yes,
Because
yes.
you wanna plan your, like, if one thing goes wrong, it kind of affects your whole like plan.
Yeah, exactly.
There's player interaction too.
It's kind of intermediate, but kind of novice as well. The recommended age for this, I think, is 14.
Yeah, I can see why, because it's like it is kind of there's a lot of moving pieces to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like thinking that you need to do.
Chloe
Planning.
would get frustrated with this game.
Yeah, you will run into analysis paralysis with this game. So it's intermediate, but at the same time, I think that can also be a little bit novice. It's not too complicated. It's not like a Gloomhaven. Like Gloomhaven is what I would consider to be like intermediate up.
On to my number 1.
Everdell again. Everdell expansion program.
You probably heard of it before, but you're at the house on the hill.
Look at how much wear and tear this
Dude,
has gotten.
this
That's how you
game-
know it's a good game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's
Dude,
just, like,
that's the
used
Wizards
so
of the
much.
Coast logo.
Yeah. This game, published by Avalon Hill and Wizards of the Coast, came out in 2004. Its original
Bro,
run.
Hasbro also?
Yeah, Hasbro.
Wow.
Yeah. This game originally came out in 2004, and it got kind of popular around like 2008, 2009, and the game got really hard to get because there wasn't enough copies of it.
Yeah.
And then they republished it. They did a second edition in 2010. That's when a lot of people started to get into the game. I think nowadays it's probably really easy to find. Back when I got this game in 2010, this game was not easy to find. I forgot how I got this game. I probably just saw it was in stock online one day and got it. And it's gone through some stuff, as you can tell by the wear and tear in the box.
Even my box has a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, it could just be the quality of the box.
Yeah.
You sure
maybe-
Abby didn't eat it?
I think I put my dick in it.
I love this game so much.
Yeah.
Beatrice walks in. What the fuck are you doing? Nothing.
If you like horror, you like suspense, you like storytelling, this is your game.
Yeah.
This game is you and your other players, you are a bunch of explorers that decide to go into a haunted house. And as you explore the haunted house, you reveal tiles. And these tiles, there are events that happen that are, they could be good, they could be bad, they could be kind of scary. Because you're revealing cards in the house each time you play, no 2 houses will ever be the same. I don't think you'll ever get the same board over and over again. In addition to that, you'll get these events that happen called omens. Omens are not good.
You don't say.
Once you reach a certain amount of omens, there's an event that happens called the haunting. When the haunting happens, one player in the game becomes the traitor. Once you refer to the book, you'll see like which haunting you get, and there's about like 50, 60 different hauntings. You could the betrayer could like control a werewolf or like a monster, maybe there's a ghost on their side or something, or maybe they just become superhuman.
What's so cool about the haunting is that it takes the entire game and it flips it upside down. It's just
Yeah.
like, hey, all this stuff that you guys just did, fuck it. Like
Yeah.
it's just like
Forget about it.
yeah, we're doing something new.
Yeah, this game is meant for 3 to 6 players. Ideally, you kind of want 6 players. The more the merrier, once again. Not too heavy of a game, I would say, kind of novice. Like there's not much strategy involved. You're kind of just going around, revealing tiles, seeing what happens to you. It's a very story-driven narrative game.
Yeah, it's very narrative driven.
Yeah, if you're into like suspense, horror, and like just a little bit of strategy, but not too heavy, this is your game.
All right, mine. This thing's heavy. Hello, comrade.
Oh
I give you
God.
Scythe. So Scythe is an engine building, asymmetric, competitive board game based in an alternate history of the 1920s. This is steampunk meets World War I, post World War I.
It's cool because there's a bear.
Yeah.
And you put it's like tamed.
Yeah, dude.
It's carrying your stuff.
Comrade. Basically, what happens is each player picks a faction, and then they have to do some resource management, and also there's a card system and whatnot to gain points and control different parts of the map, which is very European-like, and whoever has the most victory points at the end wins. There's different ways to win. You don't have to build up an army and like destroy people. You do want to build your mechs though, because that's one of the ways to actually get points. And it's fun. It's chill. It can be chill. It can also be super competitive.
I would kind of say that it's kind of like It's kind of like a better version of Risk.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was thinking
Like
the
it's a
same
more
thing.
advanced version
Yeah.
of Risk.
Yes.
I think one of my favorite mechanics in the game is the tunnel system.
Yeah, the tunnel system's really cool.
Because you can just be like, you're on this side of the map, and you're like, oh, look at that over there, and you're like, zoop.
Yeah. And in order to do the tunnel system, you have to build the tunnel.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it reminds me of like old RTS computer games, but as a board game.
Yeah.
And if you like old school Warcraft and StarCraft and whatnot, then you would probably definitely love Scythe. It has multiple expansions already. It has like three or four expansions, and then there's also a children's version, which I just found out today because of these fine gentlemen. And that looks really fun.
Yeah, it's called My Little Scythe.
My Little Scythe.
It's funny because it's meant for kids, but a lot of people like it because it's a faster version of this one.
It is one of those games though that if you're teaching someone to play, it is better to just go ahead, set it up, and start playing and teach them that way.
There's also really cool upgrades that you can get with the game. Yeah. Like the resources, like the upgraded resources that makes it like a little bit heavier and feel better. You know.
I think this was one of the first games that we wanted to try too, and I had it for so long. Dude, I had this game for I think a year before we actually decided that we were gonna start doing this.
Yeah. The Scythe is very fun, not beginner friendly. Artwork is really good.
Yes.
And like it actually plays very quickly,
Yeah.
even though it's like you're probably gonna play it for like 2 hours. It feels very quick because players, like you have like this board, right? And you do all your top actions first, and while you're consolidating and doing all your bottom actions, then the next player can
person
go
can go,
without,
yeah.
you know, without anything. So it's
Yeah,
like
you don't have to wait.
yeah,
to
there's
get
a lot of
certain things
speed up.
done.
So like if you play this with another person, like you can knock this game out in like probably an hour.
Again, highly recommend. One of my all-time favorites. Definitely play with at least 3 to 4 people. And then I think the expansions you can add more players. But yeah, the more the merrier. And it doesn't take that long. Or it doesn't feel
hours.
like
Yeah.
it.
It
Doesn't
takes
feel
2
like
hours.
It
That's
takes
It doesn't
a while.
feel
Yeah,
like
it doesn't feel like it takes.
It doesn't feel like it takes long because we have so much endurance from playing Warhammer.
Yeah, we play 4
So,
hour games.
yeah.
No, this prepared us for war.
yeah.
That will do it for each of our top 3 favorite games at the moment. If you guys like this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Leave a comment below with your guys' favorite games. If you want to see us play these games, let us know in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.